Suara saya kedengeran nggak ya ini?
Kedengeran nggak?
Oke,
Dengar, Kak.
oke kalau kayak gitu. Berhubung Kak Putri yang udah bergabung bersama kami di forum ini, kita mulai aja ya. Oke, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore teman-teman semuanya. Oke, baik,
Sore, Kak.
alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Saya sore,
Sore,
alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim.
Kak.
Puji syukur kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala karena kebesarannya kita bisa bergabung di kesempatan ini. Oke, perkenalkan saya Firdani Salakim selaku moderator untuk kelas IELTS CPBI 2024 bersama Pak Putri Ramadhani sebagai uh, speaker kita pada hari ini. Oke, kalau kayak gitu, um, sebelum kita mulai kelasnya atau acara yang intinya, kita berdoa dulu menurut kepercayaan masing-masing agar segala urusan kita kemudian. Berdoa dulu. Oke, udah selesai. Kita lanjut ke materinya. Di sini udah ada Kak Putri. Selamat sore Kak Putri.
Halo, selamat sore.
Sore. Gimana Kak Putri hari ini kabarnya?
Ya, alhamdulillah baik. Gimana Kak
Alhamdulillah.
kabarnya?
Alhamdulillah baik juga. Mungkin kita langsung aja ya Kak ya ke materi hari ini yaitu mock speaking dan di sini udah ada teman-teman yang terpilih untuk lanjut ke mock speaking IELTS-nya. Mungkin waktu dan tempat saya serahkan ke Kak Putri.
Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, my apologies for any noise here because I'm outside right now. Berisik atau enggak ya?
Hmm, enggak Kak, aman. Ini udah aman.
Uh, Berisik banget atau enggak?
Enggak, ini udah aman.
Oh, oke, aman. Okay, so um, thank you so much for the opportunity and thanks to those who attend the session. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate those who completed the EFSET test for listening and reading comprehension. But yeah, unfortunately, due to limited duration, we only have like 4 people to have speaking mock test today and tomorrow for the writing mock test. So yeah, I hope like every one of you who completed the EFSAT test do not belittle yourself because of not having the chance to have speaking mock test this afternoon. Uh, tapi nanti mungkin kalau misalkan teman-teman ini teman-teman kan bakalan menyaksikan ya speaking mock testnya kayak gimana, nanti mungkin bisa untuk gambaran kalau bagi yang pemula, kalau misalkan yang udah biasa latihan mungkin bisa ikut apa yang mengamati dan mengomentari juga gitu. Langsung dimulai aja. Okay. So for the first mock-up participant, Kak Tasha.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello. So how are you, Kak Tasha?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, Kak?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you. So we'll just embark the speaking mock test. I'm so sorry. Tasha. Wait a minute. I have to set up my phone and notes, so yeah. I'm so sorry, wait a minute. So, get ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, welcome to our speaking mock test. My name is Putri and I will be your examiner this afternoon. Could you please tell me your name?
Hello, okay, thank you. My name is Tasha Fitri Amalia, and you can call me Tasha.
All right, Tasha, great. So, are you a student or are you working?
I'm working right now.
Could you please tell me a bit about your work?
Yeah, so my work is in the marketing department where I get to see the end-to-end marketing process, but I do the lead generation project and campaign with the brands, our partner brands, and I also partnership with some vendors, and and promote all of the campaign to our moms community.
All right. So, where do you come from?
I'm from Depok in Jawa Barat.
All right. So, now let's talk about singing. Do you like singing?
I do like singing, but my voice is not really great, so I don't really care about other people's opinion about my voice. And sometimes I just sing my heart out.
All right. So, have you ever learned how to sing properly?
No, but I know that to sing properly, it needs like the stomach breathing, and I practiced stomach breathing for another event.
Do you think singing can bring happiness to people?
Yes, yes, of course, because by singing, especially our favorite song, it it will cherish our mood, and sometimes we can memorize some good memories through singing the song that we like, and sometimes the upbeat songs can somehow release stress.
All right. Now let's talk about puzzles. Did you do puzzles in your childhood?
Yes, and I do love puzzles. Like even right now when I stress, I don't really do game like mobile games or something, but I do puzzles like jigsaw, the math thing, and then some matching puzzles. And I found that in online I can find the daily puzzle that I can solve. So yeah, it's like it's fun.
All right. So, do you think it is good for old people to do puzzles?
Yes, of course, because puzzle with doing puzzle, we can train our brain to be more focused, and not only see the focus point, but we also need see the helicopter view. Like for example, for jigsaw, we have to guessing the entire image, and then we have to uh like seeing the piece of puzzle and guess which we can place this piece in the entire image.
All right. Now let's talk about public transportation. What kind of public transportation do you usually take?
Uh, I take a train every day to my office, and MRT, because yeah, it's 2 hours away from my home.
All right. Did you take public transportation when you were a kid?
No, when I was a kid, I use my private car with my family. So I started taking the public transportation when I was in high school.
All right. Now we'll move to part two. You'll have 1 minute to prepare for your answer. Please have a pen and a paper with you.
Okay.
Okay, 1 minute preparation starts now. The time is up, may begin to speak.
Okay, so the area that I'm interested in the science field is technology, like coding and then um, software engineering, yeah, something like that. I found it interesting when I was in the college. So basically, my background is in communication, and I stunned with how Google work, like yeah, how Google works, like when we can collaborate through Google Drive, Google Drive and Google Docs, spreadsheet and PowerPoint. Okay, maybe we used to use Microsoft, where all of the Microsoft words there, and it is similar to Google Docs, uh, but Google Docs enable us to collaborate online in like directly, because I remember when I was in college, I I didn't use Microsoft like for the office and professional, like Teams and etc., where we can collaborate like we do in at work. But yeah, uh, Google Docs is more familiar, and uh, I get the information about the technology, and then its uh, its development through the internet and through the communities that I join. And I interested also because it makes people's life easier. Like we can, yeah, the collaboration thing, and then yeah, like the development is super fast, like 2 years or
Thank
3 years
you.
ago. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Why do some children not like learning science at school?
Because well, in my school, my elementary school, science was fun. But if I ask my other friends, they didn't get the facility and the teacher that was fun to teach some complex material like science.
All right. Is it important to study science at school?
Yes, it is important because, as my experience, even though I came from social science, but I really into chemistry back then, and uh, in the application nowadays, chemistry, like we also need to understand how one thing match to another thing and become something like useful or damaging our life.
Should people study? Should people continue to study science after graduating from school?
It depends on their uh, career opportunity, because I have friends from biology where she had a hard time to find a job in biology sector, and then she came to marketing instead.
All right. What's the best invention in the past 100 years?
Best invention um is machine where people can produce where people can produce products faster than the previous age.
That's the end of our speaking mock test. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well done. So, how do you feel?
Deg-degan.
Okay. Okay, really good. Well, yeah, you have, I mean, overall, you have great fluency. please keep up the good work. Yeah,
Okay.
can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I can hear you.
So yeah, we will start the feedback session for part 1. Ini aku akan coba pakai bahasa Indonesia, semoga lebih bisa dipahami sama teman-teman di sini semua, karena tadi aku lihat sertifikat yang dari FZ-nya itu banyak ya ternyata yang masih di basic level gitu. Kalau misalkan aku evaluate pakai English, takutnya ada yang apa ya, kurang kurang bisa dimengerti karena mungkin masih banyak yang uh, new to IELTS mungkin ya. Gak apa-apa, kita belajar bareng-bareng. So for part 1, intronya dulu. Intronya tadi udah bagus. Apalagi tadi yang working itu, cuma I notice a minor mistake. So I also partnership. Partnership is noun. Yeah, I also
I also
partner.
partner with some vendors and
Yeah. Well, that's minor mistakes, but since it is in the beginning, I am afraid that it will leave bad impression because it is in the beginning. So, oh ya, sorry, bahasa Indonesia ya. Jadi, kalau boleh saranku untuk introduction ini bisa dicatat sama teman-teman yang lain juga ya. Coba bikin skrip, karena introduction kan gitu-gitu doang. eh Bakalan tentang job doang, atau kayak kita tinggal di mana, kita student atau kita kerja. Menurutku gak apa-apa bikin skrip terus diapalin sampai lancar, dan pokoknya kita harus bisa lebih ekspresif di awal, karena apa ya, first impression itu penting banget. Karena nanti di part 2, part 3 itu kan kita udah makin bingung kan, mata kita udah kemana-mana, terus intonasi kita juga kadang kedengeran bingung gitu. Jadi kalau bisa dari awal itu bikin good impression dulu dengan cara bikin skrip untuk dengan cara bikin skrip untuk sorry dengan cara bikin skrip untuk introduction. Oke. Terus part 1, I really like the way you answered the question because you directly answered the question. Kayak misalkan tadi ditanya, pokoknya tadi tiap ditanya itu jawabnya langsung kayak no, bla bla bla, but bla bla bla, yes, bla bla bla, because bla bla bla. Itu bagus, dan emang kalau untuk part 1 harusnya tekniknya gitu. Karena kadang ya orang-orang tuh agak muter-muter di part 1. Kadang kayak mereka mumbling dulu, terus baru jawabannya di akhir. So, I think no, gitu. Kadang orang-orang itu terus kayak jawabannya di belakang. Padahal kalau untuk part 1 itu jawab dulu directly yes or no in the beginning, terus baru elaboration. Tadi elaborationnya menurut aku cukup, kayak kita tuh part 1 kayak 2 sampai 3 kalimat aja cukup. Ya mungkin 3 sampai 4 kalimat gak apa-apa sih. Terus you mentioned like C1 vocabularies a lot, like cherries, upbeat, apa sih, stomach breathing. Oh ya, kalau stomach breathing itu lebih ke topik spesifik vocabularies. Jadi ini teman-teman bisa catat juga. Kalau misalkan topik spesifik vocabularies itu penting di ini. Kalau misalkan kita lagi ngomongin health, mungkin kita bakalan mention tentang healthcare, medical patient, terus misalkan adverse effects. Adverse effects tuh ini ya, kayak side effects gitu, efek samping dan lain sebagainya yang memang topik spesifik vocabularies, apa sih, spesifik ke kesehatan topiknya. Terus tadi Tasya ini berhasil mention beberapa topik spesifik vocabularies untuk singing, music gitu, itu bagus. Kalau caraku dulu belajar itu, misalkan abis mock up kayak gini, misalkan tadi topiknya cover banyak kan, ada kayak singing, kan hampir ke music lah ya, terus ada puzzles dan yang lainnya, ditulis gitu, topik spesifik vocabularies yang kira-kira bisa dipakai untuk topik-topik itu. Tuh. Terus, well, I didn't take a lot of notes for part 1, really good. Part 2, part 2, it is better for you to paraphrase the question. Karena tadi questionnya itu kan bla bla interested. And then kamu cara jawabnya juga interested juga, terus mention interesting gitu. Jadi agak repetitif. Nah, kalau misalkan eh, di pertanyaannya interested, kamu bisa pakai sinonim untuk jawabnya, misalkan enchanted atau apa ya. Pokoknya sinonimnya interested gitu. Sinonimnya interested, interesting. Itu kalau flow part 2 bagus, cuma it is better for you to add connectors. Kayak misalkan therefore, nevertheless, um, apa sih? After that, bla bla bla. Konektor itu penting buat nyatuin flow story-nya. Terus part 3, part 3 cukup, cuma kayak ada satu atau dua questions yang masih kurang elaborasinya. Kalau aku boleh suggest, mungkin tadi yang penemuan terbaik kayak selama 100 tahun ini, mungkin kalau misalkan bingung ya, tadi kan ngomongnya mesin yang bisa mempercepat apa produksi barang atau apa gitu, atau mempermudah bla bla bla. Itu terlalu general, mungkin bisa aja AI gitu loh. AI, ya, itu aja. Terus tadi, aku takut ini udah kelebihan waktunya. Tolong diingetin, Kak. Tadi ada juga catatan ini. Kayak, is it important, bla bla bla. Terus kamu bisa di-paraphrase, important tuh jadi crucial misalkan. So, yeah, that's all from me. You, I mean, based on my evaluation, you can get 7.0, and you are close to 7.5 if you add more phrasal verbs, idioms, and try to vary your intonation. Intonation, ya. Jadi kayak kalau bisa jangan jangan terdengar bingung gitu. Oke, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kak, for the evaluation.
Ya. Ini aku kembalikan ke moderator atau aku langsung ke peserta selanjutnya?
Ya, mungkin bisa langsung aja ya, Pak. Ini, oh ya, tadi saya juga lupa nyampein. Mungkin nanti feedbacknya 5 menit aja ya, Kak, ya.
Oh, oke. Nge-rap feedbacknya. So, the next participant, Kak Mulyani.
Hai Kak,
Hi, how are you? Putus-putus apa?
ya, it is already clear enough my voice, Kak.
Oh yeah, it is now clear. So get ready for the mock-up.
Ya,
Okay, so good afternoon.
good afternoon Kak.
So welcome to IELTS Speaking Mock Test. My name is Putri and I will be your examiner.
Yes,
So could you please tell me your name?
let me introduce myself. My name is Mulyani. I'm living and currently original from Bogor, and my background education was from Bogor Agricultural University with major biology, and my professional working, I'm working as a quality control in food and beverage factory.
Right. Now let's talk about films. What films do you like?
I love film about rom-coms, the slow romance and comedy, the combination between two genre, those that I love the most because we have romance about love, like something, and then there is adding the comedy itself that make it that film more fun.
Did you ever go to the cinema alone as a child?
No, never. As a child, I never go to the cinema alone. I always watching in the television. Maybe around when I already grown up as senior high school, my parents already allow me to go to the cinema.
All right, now let's talk about ice cream. Do you love
Yes,
ice cream?
yes, of course. Who doesn't love ice cream, right? I always love ice cream, especially for chocolate and strawberry flavor.
Flavor. All right. Did you often eat ice cream when you were younger?
Of course, ice cream was one of my favorite dessert, and I always try to eat it when when sometimes it's special moment when I get a reward, my parents always give me the ice cream as a reward for some achievement that I achieved when I was child.
Are there shops selling ice cream near the place where you live?
Yes, maybe around 3 from my house there is uh, some little shop that selling the ice cream and just like convenience store. So this always near for me to access the shop to buy the ice cream.
Okay, let's talk about bike. Did you have a bike when you were young?
Yeah, I have it as a child. I always keen on to playing with my friends. One of my hobbies when when every evening we go biking together to scrolling around near our house, looking for the view and just chatting and gather the moment.
All right. Did you ride a bike to school?
No, uh, I mean, my elementary school is near from my house, so this can be accessed by walking. So for the senior and junior, because it's so far away to reach it using bike, I always using public transportation, or sometimes my parents take me out to the school.
Do you ride a bike when you go out now?
No, nowadays I always using motorcycle or a car because right now I usually go to the place that not really accessible with bike.
All right, now we will move to part two. Please have a pen and paper with you.
Yes.
You will have 1 minute to prepare for your answer. The preparation time begins now. The time is up. You may now begin to speak.
Okay, so the most journey that I remember well to go, which is me and my family around 3 months 3 months ago. We went to Bandung to family holiday. We using car because between Bogor and Bandung it's most reachable with car even there is traffic, but we prepare car because it's easier to us. And then around 3 hours journey in the road, we can arrive in the Bandung, and then usually we go to the Bandung to try to looking for the view because Bandung is one of the beautiful city that we know. There is so many monument places that has a lot of nice view that we can enjoy it. And sometimes Bandung also well known for the local food that's very tasty and that sometimes that's very nice to try it. And then not only that, the Bandung also has a lot of local shop that selling nice clothing and uh, many things that we can buy to like to our family. The feeling journey with our car sometimes is enjoying. It's very nice chatting between the journey, but it also can be tired too because between Bandung and Bogor there is so many traffic. Even if we using the highway, the traffic we cannot uh, sometimes the traffic taking much time for us. And then me and family also much enjoy Bandung.
Thank
Not
you.
only the local food and the okay.
What will cars be like in the future?
Can you repeat the question?
What will
Uh,
cars be like in the future?
Cars. Okay, so maybe nowadays I don't really like strapping myself by cars because I'm not that familiar using car. But in the future, I would like love to using many cars such as Jazz because it's small and then not really that big like a Pajero or something. So yeah, I think Jazz is suitable for a woman driver.
What's the difference between men's and women's preference on cars?
I think the difference, the type of the car itself. I mean, usually men love about sporty things like this brand itself just like more fancy and sporty car, but the woman will also more prefers the car with feminine side and more comfortable with like family car because usually women tend to thinking about other two, not really about ourselves.
Why do people like to have private cars?
Yes, I think it's important for us to have it maybe in the future after we already have family. Sometimes it's important because using car we can access to so many places that not really public transportation accessible, and then our family can go together by using private car and more safety and secure.
How to buy private cars in Indonesia?
It is quite it's not quite easy buying car in Indonesia. Sometimes if we buy it by cash, is the dealer in Indonesia usually they're not really uh, get us the easy access for if using by car by cash, sorry, because they prepare for us to making debt and credit using so in separate years time so we can custom or try to buy cars what we want.
That's the end of our speaking mock test. Thank you.
Anytime, Kak. Thank you.
Okay, how do you feel?
I'm so nervous. I don't know what I said. And sometimes I forgot the vocabulary and what I want to say. And I know several idioms and high vocabulary, but forgot just using the basic. Yeah, hopefully that's my experience. Because we usually not really, tend to using English in our daily life. So the vocab just like sometimes disappear from my mind. Yeah, that's the feel.
Okay, so no worries. But first thing first, I would like to appreciate your fluency. You have great fluency. Well, overall, you have great fluency, but please be careful with your pronunciation and grammar because
Yes.
I noticed several grammar mistakes in part 1, 2, and 3. Well, I know that I myself also often mess up in grammar,
Mm.
but since this IELTS and you will have the IELTS test probably shortly, yeah, so please pay attention to that because that's one of the assessment criteria. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed too. Grammar is one of my weakness when the speaking test. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so we will start the feedback session from the intro. Untuk intronya, karena bukan job interview, so it is better for you kalau misalkan ditanya nama, jawab aja kayak nama full name-nya siapa, terus nickname-nya siapa gitu. Terus nanti baru kalau misalkan ditanya tentang are you working or are you a student, baru dijawab student atau lagi kerja. Terus kalau misalkan ditanya lagi asalnya dari mana, baru jawab. Jadi ya since this is not a job or scholarship interview,
yeah,
nurut aja kayak pertanyaannya apa dijawabnya itu. Karena kalau misalkan kita ditanya nama terus dijawab kayak sampai 1 menit, bahkan kita sampai ngomongin tentang rumah misalkan, itu takutnya mengurangi skor di coherence and coherence ya. Coherence. Karena dijawabnya apa, ditanyanya apa, dijawabnya apa, itu coherence kena.
okay.
Okay, yeah, please pay attention everyone. Terus part 1, well, there were no big mistakes, but I noticed little shop tuh apa?
Little shop, warung kecil,
Oh, little shop. Little shop.
Yeah,
I think it is better for you to say this one. Mana ya? Ini komen.
convenience store or
Ice cream parlor atau convenience store.
yeah.
Oh, ini nggak ada komen ya, adanya Q&A ya? Ini adanya Q&A, nggak ada kolom komen. Oke. So let me say this one. Ice cream parlor,
Yes.
PARLOUR gitu. I mean, kalau misalkan yang dimaksud adalah itu, mending pakai itu karena topik specific vocabularies instead of saying little shop. Yeah. Ice cream parlor or convenience store. Terus I always keen. Instead you should say
Keen
you
on,
should have said I was always keen.
keen on, just like preference, suka.
I'm keen into atau I keen
Keen
on?
on, keen on. I think I said keen on.
Oh yeah. So what I was thinking is that blah blah be keen into.
Keen on trying bicycle.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know.
okay.
I forgot the exact sentences.
So entah ini aku yang salah atau gimana, cuma kadang kayak aku ngerasanya I'm keen into, kan berarti sebelum keen harusnya ada be-nya,
Hmm.
ada be-nya. Cuma
Yeah.
tadi aku nggak denger itu.
Okay, sorry. Maybe my pronunciation not clear enough.
Oh, it's okay, it's okay. I always using, I always using.
Yes.
Iya, tadi gitu. But
Hmm.
don't worry, those are minor mistakes.
It's okay, Kak.
I used
Adding to
to,
my note.
kayaknya. Iya. Kayaknya mending I used to bla bla instead of saying I always using. Tadi aku lupa konteks kalimatnya sih, cuma aku kayak misalkan ada grammar yang janggal, aku take notes.
Okay, Kak.
Terus, oh ya, yang di part 3 tadi, yang, oh bukan part 3, ini masih part 1. Oke, part 2. Intronya mungkin bisa diperbaiki, intro yang untuk ke part 2, bridgingnya. Kayak the way you bridge your answer itu penting juga. Tadi karena tadi itu intronya most journey, apa itu nggak dapet adjektifnya.
Paraphrasing-nya, ya.
Iya, paraphrase-nya nggak dapet, terus you know,
Yeah.
ya karena
I
ini
think that I will decrease that sentences. Sometimes I forgot that's formal, formal
iya,
speaking. Then just try to
iya, jadi dikurangi
add
you
it,
know-nya.
yeah.
Terus it is easier to us. I think it is better for you to say it is easier for us.
Oh, I see.
Iya. There is so many instead of saying there are so many.
The grammars, yeah.
Terus tadi kayaknya di part 2 tuh lebih fokus ke Bandungnya instead of telling kayak journey pas pakai mobilnya gitu. Tadi kayak iya tadi kayak terlalu fokus ke Bandungnya. Di sana ada apa aja gitu. Terus kayaknya beberapa occasion harusnya pakai past tense tapi tadi kayak present tense sampai akhir.
Putri,
Ya, I suggest you.
Putri, sorry 2 menit lagi ya.
Oke. So,
Oke.
so I suggest you untuk part 2, kalau misalkan questionnya itu lebih mengarah ke past tense, tulis gede di kertasnya past tense gitu, biar kita pas ngomong nggak lupa. Ya, itu.
Okay.
Terus part 3, tadi kayak future cars itu kayak gimana, tapi jawabnya agak beda. Jadi menurutku pay more attention to the keywords. Kayak iya, kata kuncinya apa itu yang harus dijawab. Terus well, so far so good, but please be careful with your pronunciation and grammatical range. Ya, terus untuk part 2 kayaknya kalau ditambah connectors bakalan lebih smooth lagi. So well done, keep up the good work.
Thank you, Kak, for the feedback.
Thank you.
Oke, kita lanjut ke yang ketiga ya, Kak ya.
Halo, Kak Retnonya mana ya? Okay, hello.
Hello.
The speaking more obsession now. Are you ready?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Really good. Well, let me take a look. Welcome to IELTS Speaking Mock Test. My name is Putri and I will be your examiner today. Could you please tell me your name?
Okay, thank you. My name is Retno Dwi. You can call me Retno.
All right, great. So are you a student or are you working?
Honestly, I just recently graduated, but currently I am a teaching assistant for my academic advisor, also my test supervisor, as well as the head of department in my previous studies.
All right, great. So, where do you come from?
I come from Bekasi in West Java, and yeah, I live there now.
All right. Now let's talk about names. Does your name have any special meaning?
I think, yeah, it should be have a meaning, but I don't really know because I never asked to my parents what the meaning of my names.
How would you choose your names? No, I'm sorry. How would you choose names for your next generation?
For the future offspring, I probably choose the name for them with a good meaning. It should be have kind of a pray for them, like my hope. Yeah, that's that's also probably I have to discuss it with my spouse.
All right. Are there any differences between how Indonesians name their children now and in the past?
I think yes. In the past, people tend to use more traditional names for their kids, but nowadays people kind of adopting Western names probably, or even some difficult names.
All right, now let's talk about morning time. Do you like getting up early in the morning?
Yes, definitely. I usually wake up at 4 a.m. and wake up in the morning make me more energized to do a whole day activities.
What do you usually do in the morning?
Immediately after I wake up, I usually taking a bath and then preparing to go to work or school. But before that, I usually also cooking and preparing meals for my family.
All right. Do you spend your mornings doing the same things on both weekends and weekdays?
I can say yes, there is no differences with my morning routine, both in the weekdays and the weekends. So yeah, that's kind of routinity for me. There is no differences at all.
Let's talk about housework and cooking. Do you think your home is clean and tidy?
I can say yes, because I try to maintain the cleanliness and the tidiness of my home. Every day, I do house chores such as cleaning, cooking, every day. Even though I have to go to work in the morning, still I did it every morning.
Do you have breakfast at home every day?
Yes, definitely. Breakfast is kind of an important thing in my family. My parents used to train me to have a breakfast before we go to school. So even though now I live separate with my parents, I still did it.
What housework do you like or dislike doing?
For the house chores, I love the most is cleaning because I feel like having a good, clean, and organized room definitely impact my mental situation. So it can make me more energized and productive.
Okay, we will move to part two. Please have a pen and paper with you. I will share the task card through screen sharing. So 1 minute preparation begins now. Okay, the time is up. You may now begin to speak.
Okay, thank you. When it comes to talk about some issues with the computer I have faced in the past, I could say it was happened in my last year undergraduate. It was happened in my laboratory in the college. The problem was the computer that I used to did my thesis cannot work. It kind of often like the screen just suddenly black and I couldn't type even touch anything because my thesis was in computational biophysics, so I need the computer a lot, and most of my work at that time was need to be done in the computer. So because the computer that I used in the lab cannot work at all, it was kind of, preventing me to did my thesis fast. But as soon as I realized that this computer didn't work anymore, I tried to contact the technician of the laboratory and I tried to reach out them and consult with them about my problem and they helped me to provide another computer that I can use. Because not all of the computer I can use for my work at that time. I need a supercomputer to run my code. So yeah, as soon as I got a new computer, I can did my thesis and yeah, I can finish it.
Thank you. So, should students be allowed to use computers at school?
If we talk about school, I think yes, the children should have an exposure toward computer because it is one of the technological advances that nowadays people should get to know about, even for the children at the school. So because it is in a school area, the teachers should pay more attention about what they are do with the computer and also they have to pay attention about the time they spend with the computer itself.
What do you think of people who are addicted to playing computers?
I think it is because they have lack of self-control toward themselves. Because yeah, everything has advantages, also a drawbacks in anything, as well as in the computer. So when we cannot control our own self when playing the computer, it can have bad effect to ourselves, such as make us addicted to the computer.
Why do people often have problems when using new products?
In my opinion, it's because we just do not get along well with that new product that we have. But as soon as we get to know how the product work, how this, kind of equipment is to be used, we will more, kind of get along well with that tools.
Do you think computers make our lives simpler or more complex?
For me, computer of course make our life simpler because I can do a lot of things faster with computer. For example, if I want to do, kind of meeting with my colleague, it is easier when we have computer and internet as well. So I don't have to go to somewhere to have a meeting. I just sit in my own comfort room and I can have a meeting with my colleague. So yeah, it's definitely make my life easier.
That's the end of our speaking mock test. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, well done. Great. So how do you feel?
I think I still have a lot of room to improve, and I realized that I have so many filler in my speaking, kind of because honestly, I didn't have a lot of exposure with IELTS, especially in speaking part. I just recently started to learn IELTS in a few months, so yeah, this is kind of my first experience having mock speaking test.
All right. So despite it is like it's still in the beginning of exposure, but I think you're already great now. I mean, you have great fluency, pronunciation, and also intonation. You are calm and yeah, you are calm and convincing. Convincing. I'm so sorry. You're calm and convincing, but please, yeah, try to speak faster in some parts, especially in part 2 and part 3, because if you speak too slow, it will affect your fluency and coherence score. Yeah. And so yeah, well before I sebentar. Oh ya, jadi sebelum saya ke part 1, 2 dan 3 secara spesifik, jadi overall itu tadi um, you have great pronunciation, intonation, and also lexical resources. I really like your lexical resources, trying to say about offspring, house chores, and apalagi ya tadi, bagus-bagus. I really like that. Please keep up the good work. Terus, oh yeah, but please be careful with your grammar. I noticed several minor mistakes related to grammar. Well, that's okay because, well, we are still learning. We are not native anyway. Terus, kayaknya konektor. Kayaknya dari tadi kayak 1, 2, 3 orang masih kurang konektor untuk part 2 dan part 3. Konektor tuh penting banget karena biar kalimat yang kita sampaikan tuh kayak gak berdiri sendiri gitu loh. Biar flow-nya lebih bagus dan lebih menyatu dan lebih coherent. Itu perlu pakai connectors. Terus, well, for the part 1, I really like the way you bridge the question. Tadi tuh aku nggak nyatet banyak, tapi aku nyatet bridging, dan itu bagus gitu bridgingnya. Terus, I think it is better for you to say, I think, iya, jadi bridgingnya bisa divariasikan, kayak instead of saying I think, you may say, ya, to my way of thinking, blah, blah, banyak sourcesnya. If you guys want to know more, then go apply for CBBI Premium. So, tadi apa lagi ya? Okay, I didn't take a lot of notes for part 1. For part 2, it was happened. I'm not sure, tapi kayaknya mending it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
Terus tadi di part 2 kan harusnya lebih ke past tense, tapi tadi banyak yang present tense-nya. Kayak yang I cannot work instead of saying I couldn't work.
Couldn't work.
Iya, ya. Iya. Terus Well, part 2, flow-nya bagus, kurang connectors, dan mungkin kalau misalkan dimasukin idioms atau phrasal verbs 2 atau 3, kayaknya bakalan lebih bagus lagi. Terus part 3, paraphrasenya bagus, but again, please refrain from saying I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, too much.
I realize it.
Well, for part 3, I think the flow is already good, but tadi kayak 2 pertanyaan terakhir kayaknya kayak bisa lebih di-elaborate lagi, atau I don't know, probably you run out of ideas or something. Tapi kayaknya bisa di-elaborate lagi kayak pertanyaan ketiga dan keempatnya. Well, I have special tricks for part 3, but again, if you want to know, guys, you can apply for CBBI Premium. Ini marketing terselubung. Okay, that's all. So, do you have any question? Oh, enggak ya. Q&A-nya nanti. So, thank you so much.
Thank you for your feedback. I really love.
Okay, next. Siapa ya? Kak Tricia? Oh,
Yep, halo Kak.
oh yeah, hello. So, how is it going today?
It was going great for me today.
Well, great. So, are you ready for the mock test?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Putri and I will be your examiner in the speaking mock test. Could you please tell me your name?
My name is Trisha Wairara, but you can call me Trisha.
All right, Tricia, great. So, where do you come from?
I actually come from the east of Indonesia. I come from Papua, but I currently live in Depok.
All right. So, are you a student or are you working?
I'm actually a fresh graduate. I just graduated last year, the end of last year. I graduated in environmental engineering.
Great. So, let's talk about keys. Do you always bring a lot of keys with you?
Actually, yes, I bring some keys with me whenever I go. I actually have one key ring of all of the keys that I need. It's consisted of my room and my flat keys.
All right. Have you ever lost your keys?
I actually have not. Thankfully, I didn't ever experience any loss for my keys.
All right. So, do you think it is a good idea to leave your keys with a neighbor?
Actually, it's very contextual, depends on how good you know the person. Like, if you ever ended up putting your keys to your neighbors, then you have to make sure that it's someone that you trusted. So it's actually really depends.
Okay, next, let's talk about jewelry. Do you often wear jewelry?
Yes, I do love jewelry. I think it really level up my fashion, my OOTD. It's really helpful, so I tend to use jewelry.
All right, what type of jewelry do you like?
I really love necklace. I always have my favorite necklace that I use every day, and I also like bracelet and rings.
All right, now let's talk about writing. Do you write a lot?
I would say not a lot, but I do love to write. I think write is such a good way to express how I feel, especially when I feel like I don't know who to talk to. I prefer to write all my thoughts.
Do you think the things you write will change?
Um,
I'm not really sure about how it's gonna change, but I think it's just evolving what I write as time goes by. I started to watch a lot. I started to write a lot of different things, like what I wrote when I was a kid and what I write now. It's definitely different.
Do you prefer typing or handwriting when you're writing?
These days, I prefer typing because I don't always have paper and pens with me all the time, but I always have my phone and memos, so it's definitely more convenient to type.
All right, so we'll now move to part 2. Please have a pen and paper with you. You will have 1 minute to prepare for your answer. I will share the task card through screen sharing. Your preparation time begins now. The time is up. You may now begin to speak.
Okay, thank you. So when it comes to historical period, there's actually a period of time that I really wanted to know. It's actually not too long ago. It's the 90s. I really wanted to know about the 90s because there are a lot of things that now I feel really enchanted to. Like I really want to get to know it even more. First, it's about the music and the style. The retro trend is really trendy lately, and I really uh I feel curious to actually experience that, the euphoria back then, the atmosphere and the vibe, and even the style. The 90s style are really come in trend right now. So I really want to get to know that. I'm not really sure if we can call this historical period, but because it is from a long time ago. So and how I can get to know about it these days, we can definitely get to know a lot of stuff from past times with internet, because with the technology you can really just get to know everything. So I think I can learn a lot about it through browsing and through internet. And even right now there are a lot of people that actually implementing the things from 90s now in the days. So lately it's really easy for us to get access to stuff that happens back then.
Masih off Kak suaranya Kak Putri.
I'm so sorry. Do you think it is important to know about history?
I personally think it's really important to know about history because as for me, I'm a Gen Z, so it's really important to know our roots, how our older generation do things, how they think, and history actually tells us a lot about the things right now. It leads to our evolution now, so it's really important to know about history.
How can children learn about history?
I believe the most mandatory way to learn about history is in school, because with school you have the right media to actually explain about history, and it can start from from very little kids, like from uh, elementary school, middle school, and then high school, and then kids. And those who actually have interest in the history, they can actually pursue it more during their university year.
Do you think it is difficult to protect and preserve historic buildings?
I believe that it is not very easy to actually maintain historical buildings, because you have to do a lot of maintenance. Especially with that maintenance, you have to make sure that you're not changing anything about the building. So you can actually still see the actual culture and how the building are back then and now. I think it should be the same. So we can actually learn about what happened back then.
Who should pay for the preservation of historical buildings?
I believe it should be the government, because historical building is like something runs in this nation. It's a part of the nation. So for a better quality of it, I think it should be the government. And especially if you can maximize the potential of that building, you can actually start using it uh, for a good purpose, so people can come and actually learn, and they even can pay for it. So it can be beneficial for everyone that way.
All right, so that's the end of our speaking test. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay, well done. How do you feel?
It's actually my first ever mock-up test, so very nervous,
Really?
and I think I did a lot of mistakes back then.
Well, I can say you didn't have a lot of mistakes, but in part 3, I think you have like more fillers compared to part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
really familiar with the topics, so
yeah. Well, yeah, I don't like history as well. And I mean, sometimes the topic is not, I mean, it's beyond our expectation.
Right.
Sometimes we may also have to talk about outer space, like
Yeah.
outer space. Um, Terus apa sih traditional story? Pokoknya story yang zaman dulu, cerita tradisional itu kadang juga ditanya juga. Terus ya history, terus kadang juga climate change. So yeah, please brace yourself, everyone, with every topics that might appear. Tadi is overall, you have great pronunciation. I really love that. You have great lexical resources, fluency, and grammatical range. But if I might suggest, please use more connectors for part 2 and part 3. Terus tadi apa lagi ya? Oh yeah, I think it will be easy for you to get 7.5 if you put like 2 or 3 idioms and phrasal verbs, because those are the MSG-nya speaking.
Noted.
Yeah, I spilled the tea. Yeah.
Thank you for spelling it.
Terus tadi itu apa lagi ya? Well, overall itu. Terus part 1, please refrain from saying actually too much. Ya, fillernya di actually. Terus kalau untuk lexical resources, well, you don't have any problem with that. Terus part 2, flow-nya lumayan bagus. I mean, with your capability of English speaking, kayaknya bisa di-elaborate lagi. Mungkin sebutin example atau comparison gitu, karena tadi cuma 1 menit 37 detik. Kayak you have still a lot of times, kayak 23 detik lagi. Dan itu apa ya, sayang gitu waktunya. Well, sebenarnya kalau misalkan udah kehabisan waktu, enggak. Sebenarnya kalau misalkan waktunya sekiranya masih banyak dan kita udah kehabisan ide, I have the techniques for that. And again, you can learn that technique into a premium. Terus tadi apa ya? Well, so overall, I like the way you convey your idea in part 2. But as I've mentioned before, please add connectors so that the flow will be even lebih smooth gitu. Terus ya itu aja. Terus part 3 sebenarnya yang aku suka dari kamu adalah kayak bisa parafrase, tapi di part 3 tadi sempat beberapa kali tidak di parafrase. Terus kayaknya tadi pertanyaan 1 aku lupa, tapi better to add at least one example gitu. Kayak, I mean, kamu bisa milih antara elaborate it atau give it an example. Terus tadi lumayan repetitif di learn and get to know. Gak tahu ini part 2 atau 3 ya? Learn, know, get to know. Tadi muter-muter di situ. While you can use deep dive or delve into, instead of saying know, learn, or get to know. Deep dive kan bagus kan? Delve into, yeah. I have abundance of advanced lexical resources. So yeah, everyone nanti bisa dikomunikasikan dengan adminnya. Terus, oh ya, untuk part 3 aku juga suka karena direct answers. Tadi itu kayak misalkan pertanyaannya apa, ya langsung dijawab langsung gitu, nggak muter-muter dulu. Karena beda ya antara muter-muter sama bridging. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you so much. Great. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Kak.
Ya, saya kembalikan ke Mbak Moderator.
Oke, terima kasih Kak Putri dan teman-teman tadi. Itu tadi gambaran ya gimana nanti IELTS speaking test itu gimana nanti speaking itu waktu kita ngambil tesnya itu kurang lebih kayak gitu. Dan ini ya, saya juga nyampe beberapa masukan dan dari teman-teman yang udah mock test tadi sama Kak Putri. Yang pertama ya kalau bisa kita langsung direct answer ya Kak ya. Jadi biar nggak muter kemana-mana, biar nggak lupa juga soalnya tadi apa pertanyaannya. Terus kita juga harus improve lagi lexical resource. Tadi juga kita ya sedikit mengurangi filler-fillernya. Oke, kalau kayak gitu ke sesi foto dulu, kita dokumentasi dulu. Dan buat teman-teman mungkin bisa dibantu untuk open kameranya. Nah, oke. Oke, kalau gitu saya mulai ya. 1, 2, 3. Oke, karena ini cuma ada satu slide, jadi satu kali aja. Oke. 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 Oke, kita lanjut ke sesi Q&A. Mungkin dari teman-teman ada pertanyaan yang mau ditanyakan ke Putrinya. Mungkin bisa raise hand atau mau pakai kolom komentar juga boleh. Oke. Kayaknya ini udah clear banget sih ya. Tadi feedbacknya udah sangat-sangat apa namanya clear. Tadi udah dikasih sampel. Berarti ini gambarannya. Kemudian nanti apa yang harus di wanti-wanti gitu ya kayak. Oke, mungkin pertanyaan dari teman-teman. Oke, mungkin dari saya dulu kali ya, Kak ya. Saya penasaran banget sih sama part 2 itu tadi. kan tadi kan ada pertanyaan, terus habis itu ada kayak poin-poin yang harus dijawab. Itu kalau kita jawabnya nggak urutan gitu, bisa nggak sih Kak?
Boleh banget, nggak urut. Yang penting ya flow-nya bisa bisa smooth. Pokoknya teman-teman punya kebebasan lah cara menyampaikannya kayak gimana. Bahkan kalau misalkan aku nonton di YouTube-nya yang native speaker kita, apa sih, the way we think untuk cerita gitu. Gitu. Tapi kalau misalkan di Indonesia, kalau misalkan aku latihan sama teman-temanku, kalau misalkan ada pertanyaan yang gak dijawab tuh kayak dikomenin, ih yang ini gak dijawab, ini yang ini gak dijawab tadi gitu. Jadi kalau aku ya udahlah dijawab semua. Toh itu juga membantu flow aku dalam berbicara untuk part 2 gitu.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh gitu. Oke. Karena kan waktunya cuma 2 menit ya kalau nggak salah ya Kak. Ya? Tuh. Jadi takutnya nanti nggak bisa ngatur waktunya. Jadi itu tadi kayaknya ada beberapa case yang, oh ternyata ini poinnya belum dijawab. Mungkin bisa dikasih masukan ke Putri gimana untuk, dikit aja deh. Itu gimana biar bisa ngatur waktu sama ngatur jawabannya di part 2. Kayaknya part 2 itu paling susah nggak sih Kak?
Oh,
Denger-denger nih.
oh iya sih. Menurutku kalau misalkan ya based on my experience, kalau kita nurut aja jawab pertanyaannya,
Hmm.
jawab poin-poinnya itu diawali dengan kayak bridging, terus general statement, terus dijawab dengan kayak elaboration satu atau dua kalimat per pertanyaannya, terus dikasih example atau elaboration, terus linking back, itu udah cukup sih kayak 1 menit 50 detik gitu atau bahkan 2 menit gitu.
Berarti nanti dikasih sedikit example, terus banyak elaborate-nya, general statement-nya dikit aja gitu ya.
Hmm,
Sama konektor, oh iya konektor.
iya konektor.
Mungkin dari teman-teman ada pertanyaan lagi tentang speaking IELTS-nya ini? Dari teman-teman mungkin ada yang ingin bertanya tips atau bagaimana di part 1, part 2, part 3? Oke, kalau gitu saya mau nanya lagi deh. Penasaran banget ini sebenarnya. Sebenarnya ngeraih nilai uh, sempurna itu di angka 8,5, 9, itu tuh susah nggak sih, Kak? Karena saya ngeliat tuh beberapa kayak uh, kayak apa ya, beberapa kan saya juga ngikutin beberapa seminar itu, terus di sana juga awardingnya tuh juga pernah dapat IELTS 8,5 di speakingnya khususnya. Jadi kan, wow, itu tinggi sekali, hampir menyerupai kayak native gitu.
Iya, oke. Jadi kalau misalkan gampang atau enggak gampang. Pasti either mereka itu persiapannya intens banget atau memang dari kecil jam terbang bahasa Inggrisnya udah banyak gitu. Jadi sesuaikan dengan starting point teman-teman, jangan terpressure untuk harus 9,0 atau 8,5. I mean, kalau misalkan udah dapet skor yang teman-teman expect untuk bisa masuk ke univ atau diterima beasiswa tertentu juga menurutku I mean that's the goal gitu. Gak harus yang sempurna banget 8,5 atau 9,0. Tapi kalau emang teman-teman punya specific goal itu, then go for it. Tapi yang pasti nggak mudah. Itu either mereka jam terbang speakingnya udah lama dari kecil mungkin, atau mungkin nggak dari kecil, tapi persiapannya intens banget gitu. Karena ada case-case yang temanku, mereka belajarnya dari basic dan untuk naikin skor 0,5 itu mereka butuh 6 bulan. Nggak jarang terjadi seperti itu juga. So ya yeah, jangan terlalu stres dengan target nilai yang tinggi banget.
Berarti banyak ya di luar sana tuh yang juga struggle buat ngerti skor IELTS yang cukup gitu ya kayak.
Ya,
Ini di
betul.
kolom obrolan ini ada dari Kak Kirani untuk MSG itu untuk speaking hanya diberikan di part berapa? Oh ya tadi nyinggung MSG juga ya.
Well, di mana aja bisa gitu. Kadang aku bahkan pun kayak di part 1 udah aku kasih karena untuk impression. Karena belum tentu di part 2 atau part 3 ada konteks kalimat yang cocok untuk aku kasih idioms-nya. Jadi kalau misalkan di part 1 memang bisa dikasih idioms, ya why not? Gitu. Karena nggak semua konteks pembicaraan bisa pakai idioms. Gitu aja sih.
Ntar jangan-jangan nanti kita masukin setiap pertanyaan ada idiom-idiomnya semua. Oke, udah kejawab ya Kak Kirani. Mungkin ada pertanyaan lagi dari teman-teman tentang IELTS speaking-nya. Oke. Bagaimana teman-teman? Terima kasih. Nih, terima kasih Kak. Oke. Lanjut pertanyaan selanjutnya dari teman-teman. Mungkin ada yang mau ditanyain lagi. Sebelum kita akhiri nanti. Oke, kayaknya mungkin udah cukup sampai sini dulu ya Kak ya. Karena sudah, ya Allah ini kayaknya teman-teman udah mulai terbayang dan juga udah mulai kelihatan nih nanti speakingnya bakalan seperti apa. Oke, kalau kayak gitu kita akhiri ya teman-teman. Terima kasih buat teman-teman yang sudah hadir. Terima kasih juga buat Kak Putri selaku tutor CBBI khususnya di apa namanya kelas IELTS ini. Terima kasih banyak buat teman-teman yang sudah hadir dan semuanya. Dan saya Firdani Hakim pamit undur diri. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih semuanya. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Kak.
Thank you, Miss
Have a good day for the rest of the day.